Welcome back to another episode of Rob Sports Center, man. As you can see by the title, we're going to be taking another look at that 2025 recruiting class coming out of the state of Louisiana. And for this video specifically, we have Mr. Jalen Coleman, who competes at Vanderbilt Catholic. 24/7 Sports has him ranked as a 4-star recruit with a 90 player rating. He had 21 college offers, which is phenomenal. He had one for Liberty, to which he's committed to, but he also had offers from the likes of Arkansas, Florida Atlantic, Florida State, Louisiana Tech, Mississippi State, Mississippi Valley State, Missouri, Nicholls State, Ole Miss, Oregon, Pittsburgh, SMU, Southern Miss, Texas A&M, Troy, Tulane, UCF, USF, SF, and UTSA. So he had some pretty big name colleges that was looking at him as well. His high school athletic background, he also plays basketball and runs track. He averaged 10 points, 5.8 rebounds, 2.7 assists, and 2.6 steals on varsity basketball as a freshman in the winter 2021 through the 2022 season. Now, that's impressive for him to be averaging 5.8 rebounds considering his height. So that lets me know one of those things that he's one of those guys that's on the court that's going to hustle and that's going to compete. And I mean, you kind of can see that translation over just watching him playing football as well. He recorded several sub 1100-meter times as a freshman in spring 2022, including a 10.40 PR and a 10.91 into a slight headwind that earned a top 5 finish at the Louisiana 4-H state finals. So he is a speedster. I mean, you can see that even from watching his highlights, how he's able to separate away from defenders. He ran a 10.74 at district and a 10.55 at regionals to earn the state berth. Also earned top 5 finish in Louisiana 4A's 200-meter state finals with a time of 22.7 seconds and ran a 21.75 at regionals. Member of Vanderbilt Catholic's 4x100 and 4x200 relay teams, which both qualified for regionals. In 2021, he had extensive varsity snaps as a freshman, which is very impressive to be playing varsity as a freshman. Earned Louisiana Football Coaches Association first-team All-State honors at running back, helped Vanderbilt Catholic to a 9-3 record in the Louisiana Division II state semifinals, and that was written by Mr. Gabe Brooks. So yeah, like I said, man, he's a very speedy receiver. I mean, a speedy running back, and you can see that just watching him. Now, the thing I'm kind of curious off of is the fact that they have him listed as an athlete. So I'm trying to figure out, is he, what's the situation with that? Are they looking at possibly using him as a slot receiver as well as a running back, or just using him as a slot receiver, period, or a special teams player? I can see him being in that, but he's versatile in that way. I can see him lining up in the backfield and taking handoffs, and I can see him out on special teams as a returner, punt return and kick return. But then you can also see him operating out of the slot as well, because I put that in my evaluation. So now we're going to jump into my evaluations, Rob's evaluation. Normally I read Gabe Brooks, but he didn't have one specifically for Mr. Coleman, so I put together my own like I always do. So I put that Jalen Coleman is a 5'8", 150-pound running back, and he could be more than that right now. It all depends on how often do 24/7 Sports update their weight. Obviously, the height is going to change, but the weight. 150-pound running back who competes in Louisiana 4A Select Division II division. Now, the reason why I put that specifically, the 4A, because my thing is, I always say this: we have to look at the level of competition. So when you look at some kids that's dominating, and they're dominating to a degree where you just like, man, this is like, it's almost video game like to a degree. You gotta kind of look at, okay, let me look at the level of competition. And it's easy to dominate when you're going up against guys that you're just that much more athletic than. But the real test is when you get to the next level to see how much of a dog you really are. And you're not, for a lot of them, they're not used to being punched in the mouth up until they get to that next level. And now they have to rely a lot more on work ethic, film study, and things like that to really come out and to be effective. He is very undersized running back who plays the game with a lot of toughness. The first thing that stands out is his speed. He has a good burst initially to get going, and then his acceleration and top end speed allows for him to be able to separate from defenses. Even though he is undersized, does a lot of his work in the A and B gaps, showing vision to hit the holes and manipulate defenders into blockers. He is a pretty versatile back, showing potential on special teams as a returner, whether that's punt return or kick return. He also is a back who can contribute to the passing game in terms of being willing to stay and pick up blitzes and to catch passes out of the backfield, screens, and lining up in the slot and running routes. That's what I just said too. I would like to see more of how is he on yards after contact, because most of it is just him kind of running away from people. I mean, you kind of see a little bit of it there, but it's not really just really effectively putting a body on him. And I would like to see more of his consistency being able to pick up blitz in the backfield. So from watching, you know, his huddle, I've seen that, you know, he is able to stay back and pick up blitzes. And I even seen plays where I guess they had the running back running and he kind of was a lead blocker, and he got out there and made a block. So like I say, he played a game with a lot of toughness, and a lot of times with guys that are undersized, they know that they kind of have to play with that chip on their shoulder, you know, being that they are undersized. So, you know, I think that he does a pretty good job at that. But I mean, he's a pretty impressive athlete, man. I ain't gonna take it from him. At first, I kind of was a little skeptical. I was like, I don't know. But then when I actually was able to watch him on film and kind of dissect it a little bit more, I was like, okay, so it's more to this young man than just speed. You know, he does have other aspects of his game that stands out. And then obviously, you know, going to school, he's going to pick up a little bit more weight. So now he, you know, he probably would be able to be a little better after contact, and then also being able to withstand next level hidden over the course of a 10-game season or whatever the case may be. So those are things that I think that's going to help him eventually when he get to college. But man, that is it for this video, man. If it's anything that I said that you agree with, or if it's anything I said that you disagree with, let me know down in the comment section, man. I'll be looking forward to, you know, hearing you guys take on anything. If you're new to the channel, man, it's your first time seeing my video, man, and you enjoyed it, man, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. But also, man, make sure you subscribe. And when you subscribe, click that post notification bell, that way you be notified every time I upload, man. And I'll see y'all in the next video.